This time, I'm going to make the classic winter yuzu tea. But it's not just any yuzu tea. I'm not going to use any sugar at all, and I'll make full use of all the nutrients in the yuzu. It's gentle on your body, and the warming effect is doubled. I'll show you the recipe, and using this ingredient that's especially recommended for warming up, I'll introduce 3 recipes. Please watch until the end. Now, let's get started. The whole base. For yuzu tea, use 2 or 3 yuzu fruits, about 250 grams. Use han mirin, half the amount of yuzu. Since the yuzu is 250 grams, you'll need 125 grams of mirin. And then, adjust the sweetness to your liking with honey. I've washed the yuzu thoroughly. Now, let's start by chopping the yuzu. First, squeeze out a little juice, then remove the seeds together as well. Yuzu has a lot of seeds. Since there are so many, please remove as many seeds as you can at this stage. This time, we're going to use everything except the seeds. Normally, we only use the surface of the yuzu like this, but this time, we're going to use the yuzu segments and even the white part. Everything. When you're chopping yuzu like this, your hands get a bit slippery. But that's just how it is. That's because it contains a lot of pectin, which is a water-soluble dietary fiber. The pectin in yuzu is very effective for increasing good bacteria in your gut and for producing beneficial components called short-chain fatty acids. Many seeds also come from deep inside. I'm cutting them into fairly large, chunky pieces. You can cut them to whatever size you like, but I like to cut them to a size where you can still enjoy the texture of the yuzu, so I'll cut them about this big. Okay, I finished cutting the yuzu. And now, the seeds. Next is the juice. And as for these seeds, we won't be using them this time. However, if you soak them in alcohol, they can be used as a lotion. And if you boil the seeds themselves, you can extract beneficial components from them. They're actually quite bitter, but you can enjoy them as tea. If you'd like to make use of them, please give it a try. This is chopped yuzu, and here is mirin and yuzu juice. Okay, let's put it on the heat. This time, we'll simmer it using the moisture from the mirin. If you feel like there's not enough moisture, please add some water and adjust it until the yuzu peel becomes soft. Simmer it until it gets soft. While it's simmering, let me discuss yuzu's nutrition and health benefits. It contains vitamins C and E. It helps warm the body and prevent colds by expanding the small blood vessels in the brain and promoting blood flow. Yes, the bitter component of yuzu, called hesperidin, is found mainly in the peel and the white pith. It strengthens brain blood vessels, boosts blood flow, lowers high blood pressure, and reduces neutral fat and bad cholesterol. It has the effect of lowering cholesterol, so it makes sense to use the whole fruit. Since the moisture is running low, I'll add some water. Okay, it's been simmering for exactly 5 minutes. The yuzu has become quite translucent and soft. That's because the pectin is dissolving. The yuzu now has a soft, jelly-like texture. At this point, I'll taste a little to check the texture of the yuzu. The yuzu is cooked through. Okay, now I'll turn off the heat and adjust the flavor here. From here, I'll use honey in the jar. Honey also has antibacterial properties. The combination of the sweetness from the mirin and the honey makes it very gentle on the throat. The amount of honey is really up to your preference. You can start with about 100 grams and add more if you want it sweeter. If you want it sweeter, just add more. Adjust to your preference. Transfer the finished yuzu tea into a clean container. It can be stored in the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 weeks. If possible, you can freeze it and store it for almost a year. Please try it when yuzu is in season. From here, I'll introduce 2 more arrangements that will warm your body even more. The secret is this ingredient right here. It's ginger and cinnamon. I'll be making ginger yuzu tea and cinnamon yuzu tea. The yuzu's hesperidin and ginger's gingerol, all of it. This double effect boosts blood flow to the extremities. The method is similar to basic yuzu tea. However, for cold prevention, please be sure to use heated ginger. Is it about 1 large piece of ginger? I'll split it in half with the cinnamon and make them separately. And as for the ginger, once you get used to it, you can just eyeball the amount. Add mirin to the yuzu, just enough to cover it, right? Then simmer it over medium heat. This time, I'm simmering it together with the ginger, so both flavors will come out. It's about the same as before. Simmer it for about 5 minutes. If the liquid starts to evaporate while cooking, adjust by adding some water. And I forgot the yuzu juice, didn't I? I'll add the yuzu juice as well. The only difference is that ginger has been added, so the method is exactly the same as the basic yuzu tea. It's been about 5 minutes again, ginger. The ginger is thoroughly cooked, so I'll turn off the heat here. Then I'll adjust the sweetness with honey again at this point. Adjust the sweetness. I'll sweeten it. I'm naming. The taste is too strong for an orphan to handle, and I can't even watch it. The fruit effect is excellent, and you can use powder if you prefer. If you simmer the whole thing, both the aroma and the finish will turn out beautifully. This is already my 3rd time, so I'll just eyeball the measurement. Yuzu peel and juice and mirin. Use about half the amount of mirin compared to the amount of yuzu. And then cinnamon. This time I'm using whole cinnamon sticks, so I'll just put them in as they are. Put it over medium heat and let it simmer. The cinnamon might absorb some of the liquid, so please add water as needed while cooking. Okay, it's been simmering for 5 minutes. The cinnamon aroma is really nice too. All right, now turn off the heat and add the honey. All right, it's done. This is cinnamon yuzu tea. Now, I'd like to taste each of the yuzu teas. This is the basic yuzu tea. This is ginger yuzu tea. This is cinnamon yuzu tea. I'd like to tell you about the flavors of these 3 types of warming yuzu tea. First, this is the basic yuzu tea. Yuzu. The aroma of yuzu fills my mouth, and it really makes me feel so happy. When you drink tea, it's yuzu tea, without the bitterness of regular yuzu tea. The ginger gently warms my body from the inside out. It's a little different from regular yuzu tea, and they go really well together. And finally, this is cinnamon yuzu tea. The sweetness of the cinnamon adds a little depth, giving it a really rich and flavorful taste. I recommend all 3 of these, so please try whichever one interests you first. This time, I focused on warming up the body. I introduced 3 types of yuzu tea. Store-bought yuzu tea usually contains a lot of sugar, and since it's made by boiling and discarding the water, I'm a bit doubtful about how many of the beneficial components are actually left in it. In that regard, if you make it yourself, you can get all the nutrients from the yuzu, so I really recommend it. Please take care of your body with these gifts from nature. I would be happy if this recipe can help you manage your health. Wishing you good health. Have a healthy day every day. Well then, let's meet again in another video.